Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today behind me right here is what I would consider the most interesting factory roof rack ever made. Yes, right here is my 2001 Porsche Boxster 986 variety, and that is a ski box on it with a roof rack with the top down. Is that a thing? So right here we have what Porsche calls the RTS. That is the roof transport system. This was a factory accessory available on the 986 Boxster. What a crazy thing. The 2000s were wild, I guess. But yeah, this is a complete factory setup right here. As you can see right there on that fancy little thing, it says Porsche. And it's a pretty ingenious system. It allows you to have a roof rack on your Boxster with the top up or down. You can't operate the top with the rack on, but you can have it up or down. Unfortunately, being you can't operate the top with the rack on, it can create a precarious situation in the rain where you ruin your seats. I may know this from experience. There may be a reason why the seats are recovered. Yeah, bad. It is quite cool to have a cargo box above your head on your Boxster while cruising with the top down. Neat experience. Creates a little wind noise, but we don't worry about that. But yeah, this is pretty wild in my opinion that Porsche even made this. I was surprised there was any demand at all. And there obviously wasn't enough demand over the years because this is completely, well, not completely, most of the pieces of this are discontinued, including the important ones like the lock and all the hardware, which would render this useless if you did not have. I'll show you after we get it off. There's some brackets you install that stay on the car. You remove some trim pieces, and then this thing plops on and off pretty easy. You can do it with one person, a little easier with two, but I'll show you with one person. So over the couple years I've had this thing, I've had a ton of people asking to see how it works. So today we're gonna operate this thing, show you the ins and the outs of the Porsche 986 RTS. This is kind of a rare thing now, and it is very hard to find. It's been discontinued for a while, and there's not many systems out there that are complete. If you are looking to get yourself one of these RTS setups, make sure you get this handy little case that includes all the hardware. I ran across, it took me 6 months to find a complete one of these when I was searching. I ran across pictures of this on the internet one day, and I'm like, I need to have that. So what did I do? I spent 6 months of my life looking for a complete, including hardware, setup. And I think it was 6 months well spent. So after 6 months of searching, I located one that was about 5 hours away, found it on Craigslist, complete with the cargo box, the hardware, all the pieces necessary, purchased it from a gentleman that bought it new with his 2004 Boxster S. Probably one of the few. I mean, who in their right mind back then would have been like, I need a roof rack? He did, and I'm thankful. But with that being said, 5 hours away, purchased a roof rack. Didn't have a Boxster to put it on. That's how my brain works sometimes. Get the cool thing first, don't worry about the car. So what did I do? I proceeded to find this beautiful green Boxster. So what did I do? I flew out to Portland, bought this car sight unseen, drove it 20 plus hours back to Iowa, and on the way I stopped and grabbed this little RTS system. But yeah, enough of that. Let's get into what you need, how this thing all works, so you can see the most interesting roof rack in the world in operation. So the major component you want to look out for if you're getting one of these is this box here, and you want to make sure it has all the pieces. So it comes with this little T-handle with some Allen, bag of hardware, and the necessary brackets for this. It's all threaded on the body, as I'll show you here in a minute, but you do need to remove some trim pieces and get this bracket installed up here so this guy can get bolted on. And it is a pretty neat little system. Got this T-handle, and you have a key for the rear bolts. That guy goes on there. You use the 5mm Allen and undo it. This is your security device, so no one can steal your roof rack or the contents on it. I guess I should do this in the correct order. If you're by yourself, you're gonna wanna remove the cargo box first. Otherwise it's too heavy and awkward to lift off without damaging your paint. All right, now that the cargo box is off, it is light enough that it won't push down past the brackets. So we will zip these guys off. There is the rear bolts. They're square. These are discontinued. So if you don't have these, you would have to get creative with the rear work. So I suggest getting it with these. And with that being said, there's a chance that this system may be available for sale soon. This car is going up for sale, and I'm not sure whether or not the new buyer will want the rack because most people don't care. So I'll leave my email down below or just comment in the video. Let me know if you're interested. We'll work something out. So with all 4 bolts undone, you can see it still holds itself on there. It's got 4 ledges that it sits on, and I'll flip it off so you can see that. And you can see what it looks like with the rack off, because there is some brackets. It'll probably be annoying to some people. Didn't bother me because I like the versatility of having the rack available. But yeah, that makes it easier if you're doing this by yourself, because when you pull it on and off, it's got 4 brackets that this indexes to, that it just sits on like little ledges. There, that's all it is. It's all aluminum. And it's pretty easy to pop off by yourself. So right here are the 4 brackets. There's one on each side of the A-pillar that bolts into a factory threaded hole that you just kind of pull the trim back and you can get at. It's got a couple bolts that it comes with to do. Then on the rear, there's a little trim piece right there next to the top that you pop off, and then this guy bolts on, and there are the 2 brackets on each side that this piece sits on. As you can see, it's got a ledge there and a ledge up front. Pretty cool design. So we'll put the top up and I'll show you what it looks like. Then after that, we'll pull these brackets off, show you the complete hardware kit. Then you'll get to see that once we get these guys off, it's completely reversible with no harm done, all bolt in. I mean, that's the way Porsche would do it, so. And there is the roof transport system on with the top up. I'm pretty sure this guy is the only factory roof rack out there that works with the top up or down. Comment down below if there is another one, but it's the only one I've seen. So all we do here is unbolt these 2 Torxes, and all the hardware and even the correct bit came in the complete hardware kit. Then you come back in with these 2 little plastic pegs, and those are what this piece pops into. These 2 little guys are in there from the factory, so when you're putting the roof rack brackets on, you have to pull these out. These just screw in with a Phillips. So now that that guy's just popped back on there, we'll move to the front. Get the window open here. And what you have to do, it's kind of hard to see on camera, is there is 2 bolts right there. You can see that one there. And my dirty hand. Undo those. That guy slides back out. Once those guys are out, this guy just slides out. Bada bang, back to normal. So right here is the complete hardware kit. There may be some extra bolts in there. This is just what it came with. I didn't use all those, but this is the front brackets needed, the rear brackets needed, and the locks. You need at least these 3 pieces and the sidebars to make this work. You can obviously get hardware somewhere, wherever you want. You can make that work, but these are crucial and would be kind of cost prohibitive to get made. It all packs nicely away into the case. So there you guys have it. Right there. This neat little thing. That is what I consider the most interesting roof rack ever made by a manufacturer. Let me know what you think down below. What would you do with this roof rack? I was going to put a 10 on it, but I think I'm going to sell the Boxster instead. But with that being said, appreciate you guys watching, as always. And if you enjoyed this video or found it informative or entertaining, or you didn't know about this factory top up, top down roof rack option from Porsche, give us a thumbs up, give us a like down below. We really appreciate that. That helps us with YouTube, makes this more fun for us to do. And always like hearing from you, so feel free to toss a comment down below. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. We usually have some interesting stuff coming up in future videos all the time. With that being said, have a good night. We'll catch you on the next one. The things I do for videos.